Do you think that if they started training them even younger, if they put more of an emphasis on identifying talent at a younger age, would we see the Kenyan runners go to an even higher level than they're at right now?
Yes, just look at South America and the US, the difference in the soccer system.
Mm-hmm.
In the soccer the World Cup, the Rugby World Cup is finals are finally here after a long, this has been a long tournament. This tournament has been 7 weeks. It's even longer than the Olympics, I think. I don't think the Olympics has been this long, but it's finally here, and quite amazingly, despite what all the pundits say, despite what, the form book and which teams were coming in form, it's the two most successful teams that are out there. Both of them have won 3 World Cups before. And it's going to be a repeat of the 2005 finals where South Africa won it on home soil, won it in home soil against the All Blacks. So it's going to be a finals that's going to be between the All Blacks and the Springboks of South Africa. And as always, the best place to catch up the game is going to be at Bora Bora Lounge. As you usually tell you, it's a virtual lounge. The game is going to be on Peacock. It's going to be at 3 p.m. Tomorrow.
Wait. So it starts at 3. Mm-hmm. Wait, 3 p.m.
EST. 3 p.m. the kickoff. That's where the kickoff is. That's where the game. The whistle blows.
Oh, the whistle blows at 3 p.m. EST. Okay, and there's no build-up.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know how American TV is. I don't think they're going to show any final ceremonies. If they show, I'm not sure, but I know that they have advertised just the time for kickoff. That's going to be at 3 p.m.
Okay, so 3 p.m. Bora Lounge. That's boralounge.com.
boralounge.com.
Yeah, for those who don't have Peacock, for those who cut their cable, boralounge.com will be showing it.
And for those who don't have Bora Lounge and they're not in a position to.
You don't think they're gonna show that thing on? What was the other last time they showed it on?
I don't think it's gonna be on NBC. If it's not America playing, it's not gonna be showing on NBC. It will have to be, most likely will be
that's
on
what
Peacock.
3 to
Peacock is NBC though.
Peacock, yeah, but Peacock is not on the main channel.
Oh no, you have to. It's a subscription.
It's a subscription.
Peacock is a subscription, yes.
Yeah.
But I think there was a game that they had televised. I can't remember when, but that was during the. Anyway, we'll see.
Okay, we'll figure that out.
And if you want to physically go to a place, is there a place?
Swahili Village. For those who are in the DMV,
1990 M Street, the one in DC.
So Swahili Village, there's one in M Street, DC, and there's one right here next door to us in Beltsville, Maryland.
And in Atlanta, I think there's a place.
But they'll be showing it. I need to check to see where they're showing the one in Atlanta.
Yeah.
But the Kenya Exiles are actually sponsoring. They're working hand in hand with Bora as well as with Swahili Village. For the DC location. I am not sure about the Beltsville location, but officially the DC location.
No, it's the DC location.
Yeah, it's a DC location.
1990 M Street.
Yeah.
And if you're in Atlanta,
Washington DC.
If you're in Atlanta, Kenya Exiles is African Soul Food Restaurant.
Yeah, it's a Kenyan restaurant.
Okay. That's a Kenyan restaurant in Atlanta, Marietta to be precise.
Marietta.
All right.
Not Marietta, Marietta.
Now, Brad,
Marietta.
Have you ever watched rugby? Have you ever been, like a rugby? Do you watch any kind of sports?
So my big sport is basketball, and I used to watch every single sport that was out there, but as I got into real estate, I realized that I was doing a lot of work on weekends, and so I was surprised when I tried to watch football, and Randy Moss had been retired for 2 years. So
wow,
that's a long time ago.
Yeah, so
he must have been opening a lot of doors.
But no matter, that was a certain time period of my life. But no matter what, I'm always going to make sure that I watch NBA, and I guess now in Africa they're looping me more into the African Cup. I have to.
And the NBA is also coming to Africa now. They have a league in Africa.
Yeah, they do play in Africa. Normally, either between Rwanda.
They have a league in Africa where they're trying to develop players there, of course, to come and play for the NBA teams. They realized there's so much talent in Africa, so rather than wait for prep schools to go and pick up kids,
bring them.
So they're starting to develop them from down
and
there.
Africa has never really put the effort into developing athletes that the Western world has done. The Western world takes the most promising athletes. They give them direct one-on-one training, nutrition, guidance from an absolute early age.
Correct.
Whereas a lot of the Africans have to rely on their natural talent until they get identified. They're being identified at 14, 15, 16, unless they're in the Western world like Giannis is. Or, versus like the Western kid who's going to be getting personal training from the age of 4. So imagine when the people in Africa start to have the same access to training, just by the sheer numbers.
The academies.
Yeah, when the academies really catch up,
yes.
when they really catch up, I mean, look at France.
Yeah.
France is basically Africa's soccer team right now.
It's an African team, yeah. So that's a business idea that you might be giving someone. I think
absolutely.
Which I think people haven't, even people in sports haven't thought of this in the 3 dimensions. In one sport where there's all these training facilities for is the long distance running in Kenya. Because Kenya is known for long distance running, and we have a very robust system.
Multitude. Yes.
Yeah. So right now we have the greatest marathoner of all time. His name is Kipchoge, Eliud Kipchoge. They actually just unveiled a bronze statue of him at the Nike facility. But now here's an interesting thing. In the Netherlands.
Yeah, the European
he's
headquarters.
I think he's approaching 38, 39. But now the interesting thing...
Are you sure he's not 50?
...is that there's a young kid right now called Kelvin Kiptum who just broke his world record in Chicago.
I saw that, yes.
Yeah.
That guy is scary.
And he's like 23 years old.
He's scary.
Yeah.
He is scary.
He's very scary.
Now, would he be as good if Kenya didn't have the training facilities that they have right now? If he was just on his raw talent,
probably not.
No,
probably
no.
not.
He probably wouldn't get to that potential as quick.
Yeah,
right. So what's going to happen? I mean, how many athletes in Africa never developed the right way because they didn't get that kind of training?
But then you guys are forgetting one thing. Most of those trainings camps in Eldoret actually pay to play thing.
That's
so. And most of the people who actually go to train there are not Kenyan.
Yes.
They're athletes from every other part of the world who come there for attitude training. So these kids are still raw. It's only that they're identified earlier because a lot of agents, a lot of sports agents have realized that that's a hotbed for good distance runners. So they start looking at them at a young age and start nurturing them faster. But most of them are still just raw talent. The training camps will benefit you after you come out. It's not like they go and train there from a young age. After they've realized they've seen your potential, they've seen you running for the schools, you're running good, then they're going to pluck you and try to put you in there.
Do you think that if they started training them even younger, if they put more of an emphasis on identifying talent at a younger age, would we see the Kenyan runners go to an even higher level than they're at right now?
Yes, just look at South America and the US, the difference in the soccer system. In the soccer system, it's pay to play. So most of the kids who play in the academies, their parents are paying for them, right? It's only that in the last few years, the big soccer teams have started building academies. But then in South America, the academies, just like in Europe, because they know the importance of it, these kids start training from 9. So these kids from South America, the ones who are playing in the MLS, a lot of them right now, because they come into the MLS as young talent, but they're way ahead in development compared to an American who's gone through the college system.
Correct. Yes.
That's an excellent point. The reason that France has the team that they have right now is because a lot of the talent came from West Africa, and they went there because a lot of the academies were pay to play, and the parents couldn't afford that, and France identified them as good talents and just said, hey, we'll educate you and we'll make you as good as we possibly can make you. And because they made that investment, now France has those athletes. And frankly, think about the economic boom that is for France.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And actually, the other thing in Europe, even if you look at England, Italy, Germany, they start playing them at school. And then at school at that young level, when they realize them, they have local academies that they take them to, then from that local academy, they can either go to the club academies, and that's how a career starts. So they usually have a thing of like, you'll find that 9-year-olds every year, they have like 50,000 9-year-olds playing soccer to choose from, to start choosing talent from.
Now imagine
And
what's
that's
going to
at a monitor
happen.
age.
I was going to imagine what happens as the economic situation starts to grow rapidly in West Africa and Africa in general, and there is that excess resources that the African countries can put into developing their best talent across multiple sports. I mean, what is going to happen to the world sports landscape in the next 30, 40 years when that happens?
There's going to be a total overhaul.
Domination.
Okay.